we could drive 5 minutes and get high quality Wagyu steak. Steak better than the American Wagyu, which isn't real Wagyu.
It's not?
American Wagyu. So the real Japanese Wagyu, like that DNA is never going to be in the USA.
Oh.
So they have some DNA that they've crossed with American breeds, and it's a version of Wagyu. What the Japanese have done expertly over time is create a brand around Wagyu beef. And I've been there. I went to Kobe, Japan, and I got to see the farms, and they're not feeding them beer or playing classical music or any of that bullshit. No. It's all about DNA and food too. So they feed it good food.
But if they're feeding it good food, is it good food for the cow? Because one of the things that always disturbed me about that is that it seems like you're eating an obese person.
Right.
Like you're eating someone who's you're eating an animal that's basically been fed something that's slowly killing it.
It's food that's good for the result that they're going after.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good question because it's like, is that marbling? That's what makes the Wagyu so expensive and so renowned, is this intramuscular fat, this web of fat throughout the protein that's kind of evenly dispersed. It's very rich, very delicious.
Yeah.
And you just need you don't need a big steak to feel satisfied because it's
so much fat content, so many calories.
Right. So it's hard to say if they had a completely different diet, would that fat not be there? I wonder about that. I think they're doing everything in their power to make it as valuable as possible. But I don't think that, sorry, the honey. I think I'm high now.
You all right?
No, I think I'm okay.
Did it get you?
No. I think that it's all about the DNA. And I think the real secret there is years and years of breeding. I went to one of the shops, one of the auction houses where they grade. It's amazing. Japan's an incredible and unusual place. So you go to an auction house in Japan and they have to judge all the meat. And so they're not, at this point, it's a half of a cow. And they have like kind of a computer system, like a big piece of hardware that they put up to the tissue. It does some kind of a reading and it weighs into what they graded. So you're familiar, I'm sure, with A5. A5 is the top of the top, but there might be A, B, C, just all these different ratings that the beef can get at that point. So I think they're doing whatever they can to get the highest rating possible. I don't think the beer does much, or the classical music, or the massages.
Do they sometimes use beer?
I don't think so. I think all that stuff is really good for like Thrillist articles marketing and I mean, just like so much stuff in media these days, it's just how do we have a clever selling point? Yeah, this machine right here.
Oh, whoa. Oh, it's like a CAT scan or something. This is wild. That's wild.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh, so look how fat that is. Oh, my God, that's so fat. There's so much fat in those animals. That just seems to me like I'm so used to wild game, like wild elk, which is like a lot of what I eat.
Very lean, right?
Very lean and rich, dark red. That looks pale and sickly. You know, like the nutrient content of like a steak from an elk is so superior.
Yeah, it's like a dessert steak. It's not something you want to eat every day as part of your normal diet, but it's super delicious, especially in Kobe. They have the chef right in front of you there. They light it on fire. It's a show. It's an experience.
We go to Sushi by Scratch, which is a restaurant my friend Philip Franklin Lee opened up out here, that he serves Kobe and they lightly sear it. And then there's a whole process, you know, that he does and puts it on a piece of rice, you know, like sushi. And you watch him cut this Kobe, and it's just the whole thing's fat. It's just like a little bit of meat, a little bit of fat, a little bit of meat, a little bit of fat. Like the whole thing is like, it's a pink.
It's buttery.
Yeah, buttery. It's just all like it melts in your mouth when you put it in your mouth. It coats the inside of your throat. You feel it.
And it has so much flavor, and you just need a little bit.
Yeah.
If you eat too much, you're going to feel sick.
Yeah.
Because it's so fatty.
You'll feel very full, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But American Wagyu, so that's just, what is that? It's a inbreed? Or a crossbreed?
Yeah, my understanding is that it's a crossbreed between some whatever DNA that they were okay. I spoke to, where were we? Alabama or somewhere in the South. This guy had Wagyu, and that was his big selling point for his restaurant. But when I saw it, I was like, it was nothing like that Wagyu.
Right.
And I was like, how is this Wagyu? And he's like, well, it's American Wagyu. And I just remember him saying, in the USA, you're never going to find the same stuff you get in Japan, and they're never going to let those genetics leave that country because how would that be in their favor?
Right.
To have someone here mass producing that delicious, sought after, coveted meat around the world.